Hey there, students. This is Mr. Sharp here again for the last video in Unit 4 Design in our series for Technology, Engineering, and Design. Today we're going to be finalizing everything with the Engineering Design Process Unit and discussing probably the most critical step we're ever going to do and sometimes can be the most frightening, and that is communicating the results. Or ultimately, how do you persuade your supervisor, your boss, that your design was a success? Ultimately, many of us will be facing this challenge. Even if you don't go into engineering or technology, you will have to present yourself or a product to a wide audience. And this may be scary for those people who are stage fright or afraid of speaking in front of people. However, there are many ways that we can prepare ourselves ahead of time in order for you to be successful and to be more confident in our ability to communicate our results. So as engineers, we face a lot of challenges, but we are ultimately working for somebody, and we want to make that product for a certain person. Even though we design our product based on one problem to create a solution, we have to present that to someone, whether it be a marketing company, a supervising team, or an enterprise that's funding your research and your product. We have to pitch it to them ultimately at the end. So we do this ultimately after we've collected everything from building the prototype, testing it, refining it, and creating the final product to ultimately showing it. We have to figure out how do we best communicate these results to our audience. One is through visual aids, communications, showing our data like we talked about in the last week's video, and also showing ultimately what's most important: how does our product solve the problem that we first addressed in that first step, which is defining the problem. So there are going to be many questions that we ask ourselves when we're preparing our presentations for our product. They include: what is the purpose of your presentation? Are we trying to persuade our audience, or are we trying to educate them on our process? And who is that audience? Who is our market? Is it going to be particularly a general audience, a particular person, whether it be somebody older or somebody younger, a certain demographic? We have to figure out who is that target audience that we're trying to figure out and who we're trying to adapt to. How are we going to engage that audience more effectively? Is it better through visual aids? Maybe visual aids. Most of the time, this can be done if we're in construction or building a new structure. We also obviously want visual aids, a prototype or a model of our building on a small scale to show. If we're trying to show new products, maybe there'll be a product cleaner or any type of cleaning agent. Maybe we want to show statistical evidence of what compounds we've used in our product to show that it's economically efficient for a general buyer, and also that it's eco-friendly. Sometimes for energy production, if we're creating a new process, obviously we want to create a maximum output of energy with less impact onto the environment. We want to create those benefits to capture the attention of our audience. Ultimately, at the end, how does our design complete and solve the problem that we're addressing at the end? If we keep that in mind, you'll be successful in communicating those results. So this will conclude the last unit for Unit 4, Design. As I said before, this is going to be the culminating unit for this course, and it's going to make you successful when you take technological design and engineering design in your later years in high school. Next time when we come back, we're going to start Unit 5, the Design World, and then this unit we'll be talking about 6 different units. We'll be talking about energy, construction, material science. We'll also be talking about communications technology, biomedicine technologies, and finish off with a unit possibly in space engineering. With that said, hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you next time.